Welcome to Pax. Well, I went to Pax East, so I might as well talk about it. When I first got to Pax, of course I went straight to my local Game Underground, the best arcade and game store, to of course grab copy number 28 in my collection. It also acted as a carrying case for myself. After buying games, we talked to these guys about game preservation, since it's extremely important to me to try and get my 360 indie games archived. Alright, now on to the games I've played. Of course, first we had to go to Olliefrog. Not to play the game, but just to draw a frog and leave. Nah, just kidding. I love Olliefrog. So I had to play it again and see if they added anything new. It's probably the best feeling Tony Hawk inspired game to come out. Well, just the demo so far. And I love the Tony Hawk series. We don't have the full game yet, but I'd definitely say check out the demo. After Olliefrog, well, waiting for a friend, we got into a game called Tideturn, which is gonna be a free-to-play hero shooter that takes heavy inspiration from Splatoon. Now, I haven't actually played Splatoon, but Tideturn is a game where the main point, or at least the mode they let us play, is to fill the arena with your team's color. And you need to swim in your team's color in order to refill your ammo. It felt like the game needed the most polish compared to the others, but I still had a lot of fun with it, and I'll definitely be playing it when it comes out in early access. After that, we went to Retroware, and got a free Toxic Crusader poster from Justin Silverman himself. I didn't play that demo this time, but my friend did, and he said he didn't notice anything new from last year's demo. What I did play was Iron Meat, which was really fun. It's basically Contra, but with meat, as in all the enemies are highly deformed meat monsters, and even the vehicles are just meat-covered monsters. I really like this gross type of enemy designs in games. It's really fun, and even though I'm bad at Contra, I'll definitely pick this one up when it comes out. After that is when me and my friends went our separate ways, one going to play Silent Slayer, Vaults of the Vampire, which sounded fun. He said it was a VR game like Operation, but instead of saving a patient, you're instead slaying a vampire. From a person running the booth, they said my friend had the best reaction of the day since he does not like horror games. Since I was alone, I finally decided to wait in line for the main booth I wanted to go to, New Blood. I may have an obsession with their games, but they're all so good. And this year they had a new demo for Falling Aces, and I waited an hour for it, but it was worth it. The game looks very fun. It's a cool FPS in a comic book style that's main focus seems to be melee combat, which I like first-person melee combat games, and I'm definitely gonna get it when the first episode comes out. Right across the way from New Blood was probably my favorite demo for a new game I haven't heard of before, Hydes Haunt and Seek. Looking at it from far away, it totally reminded me of Luigi's Ghost Mansion from Nintendo Land. So I made my friend go play it since we love Nintendo Land. And once I was done with the New Blood booth, I went straight to it, and it was good. It's like Luigi's Ghost Mansion mixed with an old Genesis game called Poltergeist. The gameplay is that the ghost hide items in certain areas, and the seeker must find those items. So the ghost gotta try and scare them to stop them, and the seeker can kill the ghost with the flashlight. But the ghost can possess different items to scare the seeker or to hide from their light. I wasn't very good, but I still really enjoyed the game. After that, I was by myself again, so I played myself some Phantom Fury, the sequel to Ion Fury from 3D Realms, which I still gotta finish. But Phantom Fury was very fun. This time, instead of taking inspiration from the 2D sprite-based boomer shooters, it's now replicating that late 90s era, something like Half-Life. It was really fun, and I can't wait to play more. After that, we stopped by Retrotainment Games, because I love homebrew games. Something about people using old hardware to make new experiences, and then owning that physically is just cool to me. Anyways, Retrotainment had two games set up. The Garbage Pail Kids game, which I didn't try this year, and the other one was Full Quiet, which I absolutely loved instantly. I didn't play much, but I really liked the feel and the style, so much that I bought a physical NES cartridge. So I'll definitely be hooked on that. And if anyone else wants to try it and doesn't have a NES, you can get it on Steam. And the last booth we went to was the Development in Games Association at Cornell. There were a couple games, but I wanted to try one called Chromatic because I liked the cute look of it. It seemed like a simple little adventure platformer where the player gets tools attached to your head. At the start you get a bubble blower. It was fun, but unfortunately for me, the person running the booth said it's like Metroid, and I'm not the biggest fan of Metroidvanias. But I'll still give it another try, and all the games are free, so. There was only two things that disappointed me. Not game-wise, but I never got to play two games I wanted to play. One was the Grasshopper booth, so I didn't get to play the remake of Shadows of the Damned. I didn't go because there was a 15-minute wait to even wait in line, so I played something else. The last thing of the day we tried to play was Arzita, the Jewel of Faramore, the CDI-inspired game, but by the time we got there, it was the only demo in limited run that was turned off. I'm also kind of surprised that Devolver wasn't there, which means I gotta wait for the full release of Angerfoot, or just replay the Steam demo again. In the end, it was a fun PAX year. I got some new games that I'm excited for, and I got to play some new demos for games I've been waiting for. And best of all, I got a ton of street passes. Well, until next time, I'm out.